Hello. Okay, now we are going to deal with the present continuous and the simple present, and we are going to talk about the difference between them. So let's see. We use the present continuous form, okay, to talk about things you are doing now. Okay, for example, I am reading a book, I am talking now, okay. We are revising some tenses right now. Okay, so you use it to talk about what you are doing now at the time of speaking. We can also use it for temporary situations. Okay, for example, if I decide to live in a particular place for a period of time, for example, we can say Julie is living in Paris for a few months. Okay, she usually lives in London, okay, but now she's living in Paris for some time. So in that case, you can use the present continuous. Then we can also use it to talk about situations that are slowly changing. For example, if I say, I am getting better and better at speaking English. Okay, and that situation is changing all the time, and that is why we can use the present continuous form. Then we can also use it to talk about temporary or new habits. For example, I'm drinking too much coffee these days because I'm so busy at work. Okay. For annoying habits, that means when you do something that is annoying. Okay. For example, if you're all the time shouting, or I don't know. The thing is that we use it to talk about something that makes someone else get angry. Okay, when someone else gets angry because something when someone else gets angry because something you did or you do, you usually do, it's because you're doing something annoying, okay, algo molesto, un hábito que tengas molesto. That is an annoying habit, and in those cases we can use the present continuous. For example, if I say, my flatmate is always leaving the kitchen a mess, okay, in a mess. Then for definite future plans, we can also use it to talk about the future, but we are not going to talk about that now. And then we have the simple present. Let's see, when do we use it? We use it to talk about routines, things we do every day or every week, things that are always true. For example, if I say water boils at 100 degrees, that is something that is always true. Okay. We also use it to talk about permanent situations. If you talk about the place where you live, that is something permanent. If you talk about your job, okay, or the things you like, you don't like, well, that's connected to likes and dislikes. But if you talk about the way, the place where you live and the job you have, you use the present simple because it's a permanent situation. Julie lives in London. Good. Then we can also use it to talk about habits or things we do regularly, like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, or drinking coffee in this case. So I say, I drink coffee every morning. Then, future events which are part of a timetable. My plane leaves at 8 tonight. Okay, but we are not going to focus on that now. Good. Now let's see. Let's go back to the present continuous. Let's pay attention to the first example. Okay, I'm getting better and better at speaking English. Look at the part that is in red. Okay, we have first the subject. In this case is I. Then we have that M that is the same as saying am. Okay, it's the verb to be. Remember that we have three verbs to be. We have is, am, and are. In the case of she, he, or it, I use is. When I'm talking about myself, I use am. I say I am. And then when I'm talking about a group of people, like we, they, when I'm talking about someone else, you. Okay, so when we have you, we, they, we use are. Okay, so I am, she, he, it is, you, they, we are. And then we have the verb to be, the main verb, in this case get, with ing. Okay, there are some rules then I'm going to include a picture so you can see it, but there are some cases in which you have to double the consonant. Then I'm going to show you a picture and you will work on that. So the subject, the verb to be, and the verb with ing. In the case of the negative, you add the word not after the verb to be, and in the case of the question, you say, for example, is she getting better and better at speaking English? Are you getting better? Okay, the order changes and the verb to be goes at the beginning. Okay, now let's go to, that's all connected to present continuous. Okay, and if you want to answer a question, is she getting better at speaking English? You can say yes she is or no she isn't. Now let's go with the simple present. Let's see. Let's talk about the second example. Julie lives in London. That's the positive, the affirmative form. So you have the subject and then the verb. But if the subject is she, he, or it, you should add to the verb an s, an es, or ies, depending on the verb. Again, I will upload a picture for you. I'm going to send you a picture so it's clearer. And if the subject is, I don't know, they, we, or I, you don't, the verb goes in the infinitive form and it doesn't change. Now, for the negative form, we use don't or doesn't. Okay, in the case of she, he, or it, we use doesn't, and in the case of I, you, we, they, we use don't. Okay, then for the questions, we also use the auxiliary do or does. Do for I, you, we, they, and does for she, he, or it. Good. And then if you want to answer a question, you say yes, I do, no, I don't. And if the question is with does, you say yes, she does, no, she doesn't. Okay? Well, that's all. Let me know if you have doubts. You have here some activities to practice in case you want to. And well, that's all. That's all for today. Bye, see you.